Hello people, this is Ryder here with the technical return of hacking the system. There have been two that were previously recorded. I just never bothered to put them out because they are too long. So, you will get to see them later in the year. The next one should be coming out next month. So, today's entry of hacking the system, as you read the title, it's confusing. It's alternative ways of playing with the Star Rays summoning belt. Obviously, the technical name, I think, in the Armor Hero franchise in general, is that these are just called armor summoners. But obviously, for the sake of merchandising, they have to be named differently. So obviously, in the case of this one, I can't really show the box. This one's the Thunder Armor Summoning Belt. But just know in general, it's just the Armor Summoner for Star Ray. So, obviously, there's not really any point of really going in depth with, like, why this is a situation people would be in. But, like, obviously, the gimmick of Star Ray this year, or for this series, are cards. And obviously for cards, you either go two directions. You either use barcodes or your NFC. Obviously, these are barcodes, so that's why this hack in the system exists. If they were NFC, then we can't do anything about that because we're not that technically advanced. So, as you can see from here, obviously, this is our first, like, no duh in hacking the system of, like, you can tell these are barcodes and such. And obviously, if you know about barcodes, or I don't know how to phrase it. Obviously, us tokusatsu fans know barcodes thanks to Kamen Rider Decade. So, basically, our first alternative way of playing is let's use existing cards that have barcodes within this toy. So I forgot to do this because I did not prepare. My belt is acting up because the batteries are going to die. If you have not seen the opening, mine did not come with a battery cover, but apparently I heard another case of where this was unpainted. So it just seems like the second batch of these are having a lot of defects. And it's unfortunate. Anyways, let's turn it on. So we'll get this right away. Obviously, just to make it short, I'm only pulling out the cards specifically from the Neo Deca Driver set because that's basically the base set. But honestly, even if you have the super best, the 2012 Superhero Tyson super best, or like the version 20, I'll say, not the new super best, the 2024 super best version, not that one. But if you have either the Superhero Tyson 2012 super best version of the Deca Driver, the Neo Deca Driver, or again the version 20, I think you basically only need those cards because, again, this latter half of Heisei is meaningless. Only really, first of all, these Kamen Rider cards are useless to us. We really are going to focus on the Phase 1 Heisei Riders for Final Attack Ride, and then our Final Form Ride cards. Because, first of all, obviously, to get this to work, we need to transform. So, Lika. Okay. Ting Yao. Oh. Ting Yao Kaija. Hootie. So obviously at this point, this is where you can have some fun. So it's gonna just keep saying that because the battery's gonna die. So obviously, like so, just you can just slide the card in, and it will do that. However, I think Kuga final attack ride does something. So I can't really tell you what exactly the sounds that are going to come out, but I can tell you that the card that this one gave us was a weapon card for a water attributed armor hero and such. And then after that, these do not do anything. I kind of already went through these cards in the opening of this, but I'm just going to do a refresher. Fies does something. So this is for an attribute that we don't have yet, but it's a yellow, it's like a light, I'm going to say right now it's a light attribute because it's yellow and such. But then again, this belt made water green, so but like, yeah, I think from what I remember, these ones don't do anything, so yeah, you can keep messing around. Okay. This might be a weapon one. Yeah. So I think that one's a weapon one. I think the Fies one was a it's a finisher, but it's not a weapon one. But out of I think all of these, one of these is only important because if we did try to just do that, we're just gonna get that. Oh, I guess Agito does something. That might be a weapon summon. But Fies Blaster is actually most important. Okay. So that one might not seem like much to you because you're gonna be like, oh, it's green, so it's a water attribute at least. But like, if you were able to pick that up, that Fies is the barcode of one of the like actual like armor hero cards, to which in this case is Tsunami or Armor Hero Tsunami from Armor Hero Lava. So with this case, we can actually transform with this card. However, because these cards are a lot smaller than the normal Star Ray cards, because the Star Ray cards are a lot wider, you have to you can't kind of have to just leave these like loose in there and such, and like you have to keep in mind this is a really tight fit and such, but like, you know, these are plastic, so they won't get harmed as much and such. But anyways, let's try to transform. Kaija. Lanka. I pronounced that really weird way. Kaija. Hootie. Yeah. So there, we have the transformation of Armor Hero Tsunami, which obviously I really like because I really like Armor Hero Lava. And then I think with this, we can actually go back to one of our older cards, to which I think was Kuga or Agito. Or Fies? I don't remember. No. One of these was a water attribute. I don't remember. I think it was Kuga. So we can use Kuga again because we have Tsunami Kaija. I guess it doesn't do that with weapon finisher attacks. But basically, that's kind of it with your ride cards. These are basically the only two you can do things for. Obviously, if you have the CSM, you probably have a bit more to go off of, but like, again, I don't have that capability because again, this is an entire pile. This is the DN driver set, the Neo DN driver. Remember, with all the final forms and such, and then plus the last three being, or the last five being with the K Touch 21. Yeah, these don't do anything. So we are going to move on to Ultra Dimension cards. I don't have much of these, but these do not work. I'll bundle these with the right Chemi cards because these two cards actually have an issue. So basically, the hurdle you're going to get with these is that we will use Burning Arrow for reasons. So the thing with these two, as opposed to the ride cards, to which is what the Star Ray cards follow, is that the Ultra Dimension cards and the Ride Chemi cards add an extra barcode row to the barcode sets, which makes it a bit more difficult to like manipulate the reader here, but it's kind of simple for ones that are already like pre-existent. So for example, we have to we'll transform into Armor Hero Lava. Woohoo. So basically, with Burning Arrow, what you're gonna have to do is that for some of these cards, you can just simply swipe them like normal. But then with others, you're gonna have to fuss with it because obviously most of the time it's trying to read this top one, which obviously it can't do. So you have to like mess with it to like read. And because of that, sometimes some of these cards read out as the same thing. So if I were to go through here, I think where I ran into that was actually with Unicon and Giga Bahamut. Because as you can tell with these two, they are slightly different, but obviously with the way you're going to swipe it, the summoner, or the armor summoner, is going to read it as basically the same thing, despite this additional block. So I don't remember what this does. I might know what this is supposed to be, but again, oh, whoops, we tried to use Unicon. Oh, okay. But I was gonna say, I think this one might be similar to, yeah, I think it's not similar, but like it's yeah, okay. So Unicon's barcode is similar to Lava's finisher with the sword, as you can see from here. And then as for everything else, from what I've kind of gathered, Geo's Ride Chemi card gives you Eagleman's barcode, and then X Fortress is Lava's barcode and such. I did test them all out with the phase cards that Zrykin has, but I did not want to do an entire video on just sitting down and doing that just because it's kind of taxing. Most of the Ride Chemi cards are fire base attacks for, I think it's for basically between, I don't have a translator on me, so I can't really like determine whose attack is for what. I can just really only like determine like, oh, this is from the barcode, and I know that it's fire base because they're all orange and such. And then as for Ultra Dimension cards, I'm not so lucky because I don't think any of these do anything. Oh, where's Venus? Okay, here's Venus. If we board to struggle with Venus, yeah. I never did that method with these ones because I only just did like swipe down, but like again, I think like what I said in the opening, if it's not gonna read here like by a simple swipe, I don't think it's going to read, especially because the barcodes here are really complex. Cause like I was gonna say, this series does not have really complicated barcodes. But I think you get the point and such, so we'll just stop at 0. Alright. We'll do all the ultras at least, but yeah, it's just, I know Savenger does something. Someone gives you Cliff. But the thing is that I have to advise this with the Ride Chemi cards, obviously because they're paper and such, and I think these things, or these ones too, because again, there's the size difference and such. Yeah, obviously, be wary of putting them in here and such, because I try to put in Geo. I try to put in a few, because I think it was Fire Mars? It was Fire Mars gave me someone. I don't know who, because they were a purple LED. And their name was long. So I was like, okay. This thing might trigger. But like, I don't know who it was. But you can't transform with this thing, because again, these cards are kind of struggle trying to get read, and also obviously it's just due to this barcode. It's due to this extra row that it's struggling. The belt struggles with trying to read it. Also, obviously, because of how much, be careful obviously, because of how much these cards pinch, or how much the card readers pinch the cards and such, you're going to end up damaging those cards. Or like these cards, I've ruined some Ride Chemi cards just because I try to put it in here and such. But anyways, let's get into the second segment. Card substitutions. What do I mean by card substitutions? Printing your own cards. Now, I got this PDF from a Chinese reviewer that actually is mainly on Bilibili, but they do have a YouTube channel. I saw that on their Bilibili account for up to a month, they had a PDF file up. I managed to get it. I couldn't download it properly because it wanted me to have an account. I didn't want to make an account, so I had to individually save each page and had to upscale the page so then I can properly print it, because I can't print on A4 paper because I don't have an A4 printer. And yeah, originally the idea of this video was supposed to be, hey, watch me try to replicate it. It might be its own video, but obviously I failed miserably because I just can't properly learn. I do not know how you're supposed to draw your own barcodes. Because if you're wondering of how this gets printed out when you don't upscale it, it comes out like this. And obviously I did this purposely because I think it's actually interesting. As you can tell, that's a significant difference. But again, what I do is that I have a piece of cardstock. I insert it in here, and then, as you can tell, I had to cut these off a bit, or I had to like trim them because they were too large. But in this case, because I did not pull his card through here, we will transform into Ray Ferno. Li Ka. Lin Yao. Lin Yao. Lin Yao. Lin Yao. Sorry for my constantly making it so you can't see this. I just don't want to constantly have to blur myself off of here. But yeah, an interesting thing I realized with this is that technically it doesn't, I think it does matter in a way, but like it's kind of funny how it doesn't really matter the size of this, just as long as it's actually, obviously I'm dumb. What you want to do is just take one of your cardstock cards already and then just simply hold it up, and then you can just have to, I think it's because this card's not completely cut out. Yeah, okay, you can tell this one is kind of messed up, so. Yeah, so you can literally just, it doesn't really matter. If you don't have the intention on using this side and want to like save on, I guess, ink, you can just do this, or you can like print them as small as this and then do that and such. I think this is, yeah. I should probably say this too. I think I said print even though it's, okay. I said print even though technically what I forgot to digress is that to respect this user, I'm not gonna leak out this PDF file. Just because it's like, I'm pretty sure, you know, especially because I did not get it in the means they wanted me to get it at. This story went like this, so let's jump into this one, because this is basically the 4th armor for the show. Yeah, interestingly, her sound is kind of formatted like a Legend Armor Hero sound. For example, Kaija. Let's go with, we'll go with Captor Carbon. as you can hear from there and such. But obviously with this, because again his card isn't even out yet, because I don't know when they will ever get to it. Let's call out Ji Yao. So yeah. And then let's call off the alloy. I think it was this one. That's not it. That's the wrong card. But don't worry, you can overlap. Nope, that was too late. Nope, the shark. The shark. That's the bat. Okay, it's the shark. Okay. Yeah, there. And then technically the last thing, it's not the last thing, but it's like, you know, you can do this too, or so. Ting Yao. This one I think I didn't cut thick enough or thin enough. This one is the final armor. To which technically with this, if you do own the first set, you can simply go back. Not there. You can go back and get. You can use these two because they're part of this formation. And then, if you try to use these two, as you can tell, they're not working, and I think that's because they're thunder attributes. But you can cheat this out by using the same two cards. So I think basically it's just as long as you build it up. And obviously we don't have the buckle, or not the buckle, we don't have the card holder for this one yet, which it looks really cool. So I can't wait to see what this is. But that is basically it for that. Technically the last thing, I guess we should show off a lava card, because I've only printed out cards for lava and Captor. So let's show off another another lava card, Kaija. This is the Techno Armor. I would show off the final forms for all of these, but again, you'll probably see them in a different video. I'm just trying to summarize through this. Now, the last thing is kind of more of like, hey, are you stuck up to learn about Mandarin? And if you are, well, we have a solution for you. So obviously, this tour requires you to speak to it and such. And like, you don't need to be like proficient in Mandarin, but you just need to at least like be close to like saying it. So, which is why it'll just kind of, if it sounds, I don't know, that's why you can tell, like, sometimes when you just speak, or sometimes when you're talking, this thing might pick up something and such, but obviously, right now, it's looking for you to shout out Shine Card and such. Because obviously, these are the instructions right here and such. So again, these are the 5 phrases, or technically up, so you have to say this one, but after you say it, you have to say one of 4 phrases. So, whoops. You have to say Li Ka, and then you either say Ting Yao, Lin Yao, Ji Yao, or Kaija. But with kaija, they suggest for you to literally call out the entire name. So, for example, in Armor Hero, the first series, the way the transformations work is that with Dragon Man, he shouts out Yeilong Kaija and such. Because that's the transformation. So if we were to say Li Ka, Li Ka, Li Ka, well, I guess we would jump into this right away. Honestly, this is like, I think Shine Card is going to be the hardest one to like kind of try to get down. For me personally, I think, I don't know, because I think it's just the way you have to like stretch yourself and such. What do I do to solve this? You use text to speech. So I went on this site called Mike Monster, and obviously what I did is that I would go here, I'll copy the text here because Apple allows you to do that. And then you go here, obviously you edit it like so. And then you change the language, and you want to change it to Mandarin or Chinese Mandarin simplified and such. It doesn't really matter what this is, you just kind of keep it to what it's already on. You press generate, and then once you generate that, you press play.
亮卡
There. Long ka.
亮卡亮卡
Long ka.
亮卡
Okay, let's start it. Long ka. Long ka. Long ka. Long ka. Long ka. Obviously, you have to wait until the sound's done until you speak again. Long ka. Long ka. Long ka. Oh, and anyways, for the for the sake of myself, I do download it, so then I can just keep it on me. Did anyone say Jiao? that was on me. So yeah, so I just keep. I have 5 of these, so then I can actually not have to refresh constantly and such.
Jiao.
Okay, everyone's saying Jiao. But to go off, obviously, how this is done, you're really obsessed with Vortex. Yeilong Kaija. Uchi. Like, obviously, you can just play without the voice activation, but, like, obviously, it just makes it more fun when you do play with it in voice activation. Whoops, this is a super rare. But, yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, I mean, you could just speak to it until it reacts and such, so, like, we can try doing something like that, or like, I don't know, it reacts to sound effects too. I don't know, it's really random, but yeah, it's just it's just going to do whatever. Again, here all
急药停药炼药铠甲亮卡
yeah. Oops. I should actually advise this. So Jiao is going to be the most... Jiao, I think for me, was the most difficult one. Because... Whoops, I should not show that on screen. But Jiao... I mean, it might be because mine is kind of blurry. So I think that's why it's kind of getting confused. But what I actually had to do with Jiao was that I actually had to change it because when you just have it on Mandarin simplified, on this site at least, and then when you play it, that's not Jiao. So what I did to resolve that, I went to Chinese and I went with the Guanxi accent, and then obviously you want a Mandarin, and then you just, you know, paste it in like so. You generate, and then now when you play it, it says Jiao. Though this one kind of struggles. Like for example, if we were to play it.
亮卡
Oh, now it's actually playing. Let's transform. This is not water, but again, he's purple and yet he's yellow. So, but yeah, I think that has to do with all the alternative ways I can come up with of playing with this thing. Obviously, just because of the nature of this, it's just going to be a lot more difficult to try to like get stuff like it's already going to be difficult enough to like try to secure yourself these boxes and such, especially because how costly they are on like Toy Collectibles. You can try a proxy service like Superbuy, but right now they kind of removed like the easier methods in the case of like us Westerners. So you really only have like an option to like top down or something, which I don't think is something a lot of people are really up for. And I mean, there's like, I don't know if like China Global Mall will have Star Race stuff. I haven't looked too much, but like it's already going to be difficult enough to try to buy into this line and such. Like, luckily, yes, Toy Collectibles is available. Like I said before, this is sadly not available right now. So if you missed your chance on buying this, then what I can say is to try to mess around with your previous card series, that like barcode series, like your previous barcode card gimmicks. So your ride card, your common ride cards, your ride chemi trading card, your ride chemi cards, your alter dimension cards, and then, you know, if that's not enough for you, print out the barcodes for it. Like, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Like, I don't know where else you're going to be able to find them, or if they will still be available. If they're still available, I might link it. But if they're not, then I'll respect the creator and not share it. And then, you know, after that, I think, again, for the most part, I think what most people are going to do is just make their own card, or like, draw your own barcodes. But again, I suck at it, so it's just like, I don't know. I think it's just because I think this is my blocks are splotches as opposed to actual blocks. So yeah. But you know, again, there's the other thing of if you don't want to learn how to speak Chinese, go to text to speech sites and then like just on your phone download audio files and then just I don't know, put them somewhere so then if you want to play with this thing with like the full on but don't feel like speaking Mandarin, then just put put them on your or like just play them from your phone and then like you're good and such. I hope that's everything and such. This one is kind of I know this one's kind of weird just because it's like I'm not technically like you know going into like the in depths of like oh this is like how this thing works and such, but it's like I don't know. It's just like I think with something like this, it's just like I think people would probably want to know ways of being able to like maximize their playability with this thing without having to wait for again the box or like the booster boxes to finally be able to like have more playability and then like again potentially obviously I have to keep saying this due to the reception the show is getting like potentially like this line not continuing until it's like hey like where's Ray Vortex's stuff and such or like hey like where's the fourth Star Ray armor hero or like hey where's the super god Ryder uh Star Ray form and such. So it's just and also it's just you know for me I mean I mostly did this because I was super eager to finally be able to hear the Atlas, not the Atlas, the lava um sounds. I think I might have not no that's the right pile. So yeah, I think that will have to do with this video. This was either comprehensive or way too long. I don't know. I'll have to see when I move these out.